Y'all already know. Y'all already know. First of all, this is a Kountry Wayne Skits production recap, if you will. And it's only going to be up here for a little while, maybe about an hour, and then I'm going to switch it on over to my YouTube channel, TK Travel, and it's going to be under the Kountry Wayne playlist, okay? Yeah. Yeah. So, I just watched the skit with Anthony and Piarry. Now, I am by no means Team Anthony. I'm Team Amber all the way. I might be a little bit on the Team Amber and Anthony, but with a twist, okay? Because they're not going back the way they used to be. But I see them coming back together, and I think the catalyst will be the Kai implosion. We'll talk about that later. But, you know, Anthony goes over there to see, you know, he's going back to the house, at Piarry's house or whatever. I don't know if he's picking something up or going to chill or whatever. But Piarry out there ticked off on her porch because the night before, Shayla's been over there boo-hoo, snotting and crying about how Anthony wants Amber, doesn't want her anymore. She can't live without him, that kind of... All right, whatever, Shayla. You're breathing, ain't ya? And you got a kid. Like I said, mama's baby, daddy's maybe, but he's still your kid. You need to buckle up, Buttercup, because you still got a kid. Anywho, what has happened has happened. For whatever reason, I don't know, and I don't care. If Anthony's trying to get his money back, okay, this is his game he's played. We're not going to be surprised at that. If he really truly loves his wife and misses his wife or married life, okay, whatever it is. Like I said, if they get back together, it won't be the same. Definitely not the same, okay? But everybody been telling him, Ro, Dalen, Chase, even at one point in time, and Piarry, you need to keep it real. You need to be honest. You need to be this. You need to be that. Okay, so the moment he was honest, now he's the bad guy. I mean, y'all know what I'm saying. He was already the bad guy. Come on, vibe with me. But because he told her the truth, right? I am pretty sure he did not plan for her to stomp her little flip-flop foots on that woman's porch, knocking on the door with the police knock. Anthony, this isn't business, yada, 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 okay? And you can see the look on his face in that video is like, you know what, I'm trying, I don't want to say, I don't want to do, I'm here with my wife. All that came out because of the situation that she put herself in. Now, Piarry, I understand you said, well, there's another way he could have did that. I am pretty sure. But you know what? I'm glad it didn't happen this way because Anthony would have procrastinated, okay? Until he reached that boiling point like he was on the porch where it's like, oh, I just can't, and let go, right? Because he would have procrastinated the whole, I'm going to take her out somewhere, maybe in public, you know, and let her know that this is working or whatever. Because she had already held him hostage in the apartment once. She had made him take her to lunch once. Okay, so I'm pretty sure he don't want to be in a room by himself with her when he tells her, I'm going back to my wife. And there's not an easy way to say that, considering everything he's been through with Shayla and the recent events on her actions and her behavior. Okay, that did not constitute a quiet night out or in, so I can tell you that I'm leaving you and I'm going back to my wife. There was not going to be a pretty situation. Now, I understand Piarry said, you hurt that girl, you broke that girl, you could have did... Look, trust and believe, I don't care if he set her up at a table surrounded by roses with music playing in the background and bodyguards by the door. It was not going to be pretty. It was not going to be pretty. If she was within throw something range, it would have been an ugly fight. Okay, the next you know, Anthony's in jail because he done put his hands on her or whatever. Even in self-defense, he would not have gotten the bigger end of the stick. Okay, so Piarry, let me ask you this: is it really about Shayla or is it about you? Because I swear to God, if your shorts get any shorter, they're going to be panties. All right, they're going to be underwear, right? And I know that you feel like you ain't got nothing to do with him and you don't want me, right? That don't mean you walk around. He ain't your man. He might be your bestie, but even your bestie don't need to see your butt cheeks. I digress. So what was he supposed to do, Piarry? I mean, was he supposed to bring her to your house and then tell her it's over? What were you going to do? You didn't do anything the first time she barged into your house about Anthony, right? So my thing is leave the man alone because number one, he did not set it up to happen that way. He was at his house with his wife minding their business, okay? When she chose to come to that house and start that whole conversation. That whole conversation, right? She put herself in that position to find out the way that she did. But again, no matter how she found out, she was not going to be happy. She just butt hurt because not only did he say he loves Amber or that he wants his wife, he said that in front of Amber, which made her feel stupid in addition to feeling hurt. Okay? All right? And just like she said on the chest, I've always chosen you. Why would you choose me when you know that I am with your best friend? Right? Do you think that these things are not going through Anthony's mind? Will he eventually come to the conclusion that, yeah, he was drunk, still semi-control of his faculties and did what he did. But he was doing that before he even found out what Amber did. Okay, that's a whole nother thing, too. Again, I digress. But how did y'all expect this to happen? Really? Right? I'm glad it happened this way because then, boom, the explosion has happened. There is no, what did he? He said, I love her. I love Amber. I'm here with my wife. You need to just calm down and go. Go. All of that. And Amber, who could have did a whole lot of different things, she could have been telling you, and you know what? You need to go with her because I ain't doing this drama. No. Maybe it was a little petty Betty on her part, but she was like, okay, bye, Shayla. Bye, Shayla. And her husband went into their house. Now, I'm sure she gave him the bow, bow, right? But still, the next day, they still talking about whether they should get this divorce or not. And she's wavering. And I see it. Okay? I think before the big blow as to whether she's going to do it or not is going to happen right after this whole Kai explosion. Because after she go see her mama, which she ain't seen yet, Shayla's mama's going to be like, we're going to take him for everything that he got. Amber still ain't going to get nothing. That's going to be her train of thought, right? So when y'all take him to court, they're going to want a DNA. They can't just go off your word that he your baby daddy. They need to have records. And when that implosion happens, that, I'm telling y'all, I'm standing 10 toes on this. When they all go into this, whether Amber is still wavering about that divorce or not, because she still loves him, like he said, that 1% he's fighting for. Okay, right. That 1% may grow a little because when the Kai implosion hits, and he is not the father, they're going to bond over that pain. They're going to bond over that pain. Okay? That's going to be what the Amber and Anthony thing is going to look like. Will it be the same? No, of course not. But they're going to rebuild that love in a new way. It's like tearing down a log cabin and building a brick house. Okay? Still a house. Okay, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? Shayla, on the other hand, mental breakdown. Is she going to do something straight to Lulu? Probably. Probably. But yeah, I don't think the divorce is going to happen anytime soon. I think it's going to be delayed. Brittany ain't going to like none of this at all. Okay? But then, Amber going to look at her kind of, the only reason you still my lawyer and even halfway my friend is because I ain't got time to start over. And that's that part. So she's taking whatever Brittany says with a sprinkle of salt. She ain't really hearing her except that her ears will work. Okay? All right? So at the end of the day, this did happen the way it happened. I'm glad it happened the way it happened. Because then that way, Anthony don't get to go over to Shayla and say, well, look, I was just doing this. Procrastinate before he tells her what she really needs to know. None of that. And Amber heard him say what she needed to say. Hear him say, in her little heart. Because she still got that 1% of love for him, right? She needed to see that. She needed to hear that. Most women would, okay? So how was he supposed to do it? There was not going to be a pretty way for her to find out that he wants to be with his wife, that he is trying to get his wife back, that he loves his wife. There was no easy way for her to find that out. And Piarry needs to stand down, mind your business. All right, if you feel that bad about it, put him out. That way you ain't got to worry about it. The drama will be over. But how was he supposed to do it that was going to be pretty? It was not going to be pretty. Like you said, somebody was going to get hurt. It just happened to be Shayla. Oh, well. What do y'all think? Bye.